And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Good afternoon. I'm National Weather Service Meteorologist John Cowen with your Alaska Public Forecast. Let's start off today taking a look at hazards across the state of Alaska. Our only areas of concern are going to be this area here with the Chilkat River. We do have a flood advisory in effect through Thursday, and that's due to higher temperatures leading to more snow melt, so river levels looking pretty high in that area. We have a heat advisory as well across the southern panhandle, and that'll be for temperatures pushing up near 80 degrees in some areas, especially the farther you get from the marine areas, the warmer it's going to be. So taking a look at fire weather, we have some areas of concern across the southeastern interior, but generally most of the mainland's looking pretty decent as far as fire weather is concerned, and that's thanks to a lot of the rainfall that we've gotten over the last few days and cooler temperatures. So fire weather pretty muted at the moment. You can see from our satellite loop here, we have a low pressure system working its way across the Bering Strait into the western interior, and that's going to keep conditions across the west coast fairly cool and with showers across over the next couple of days. And across the interior, we do have a weak high pressure that continues to hang on across the area, but that is going to weaken over the next couple of days and allow those showers to move farther inland. So again, looking at tonight, we have those showers across the west coast, high pressure keeping things pretty dry across the interior. Gulf Coast and Panhandle looking fairly dry as well. Getting into Tuesday, though, now the ridge begins to break down and the moisture starts to slowly work its way into the central interior. Showers expected across much of the mainland by Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, we have a stronger system that's going to be coming off Siberia into the Bering Sea, and that's going to have a pretty decent shot of moisture with it. You can see we have some pretty strong southwesterly flow moving into the southwestern interior, into the central interior. So again, a good shot of rain and cooler temperatures expected with that, especially as we get into Thursday. Now the low is expected to move over the YK Delta for Thursday, again reinforcing that cooler and wetter trend. Across the northern Gulf Coast, we do have a low pressure system, or rather a weak low that's going to be in this area, kind of helping to bring showers into the panhandle. But again, the most of the Gulf Coast, including the panhandle, going to be relatively dry versus what we might expect this time of year. Our low temperatures over the next few days looking pretty warm across the southern panhandle where we have that heat advisory in effect. Temperatures not really getting much below the mid-50s in that area. Most of the interior otherwise looking to be either side of 50 degrees, some cooler stuff expected. Across the far northern North Slope, Barrow looking at about 35 degrees. High temperatures for Tuesday, looking at mid-60s to around 70 in the interior, so a little bit cooler than what we might expect this time of year, but still respectable, still hanging on to those summertime temperatures. South Central, again, looking into the mid-60s, around 70 degrees or so. Warmer stuff, again, across the southwestern portions of the Panhandle, and that's going to be pushing up into the mid-70s for Tuesday. Wednesday morning, low temperatures, again, now starting to cool off a little bit. We got still mid-50s in the southern panhandle, but otherwise looking at about mid to upper 40s for most of the interior. Some cooler stuff coming into the YK Delta, especially as we get into Wednesday afternoon. You can see that temperature shift. Temperatures really not getting up much above the low to mid-50s across the YK Delta as that system moves in with the heavier rain. So again, expecting a cooling trend across the west coast, starting to slowly make it into the interior by Thursday. So taking a look at our 6 to 10 day outlook, you can see we pretty much have the reverse of what we were talking about for the next 3 days or so. Much warmer temperatures expected across the western portions of the interior and actually most of the mainland. So summertime isn't quite done with us yet, and unfortunately neither is fire weather. For the 6 to 10 day forecast, we're also looking at cooler than expected or cooler than average temperatures for the panhandle. And with that, you might expect wetter than average as well, some moisture returning to the panhandle. Otherwise, looking a little bit drier than normal across the northeastern portions of the state, but otherwise pretty close to normal for the rest of Alaska. And that'll wrap up our public forecast. I'm meteorologist John Cowen.